Friends, we are in this series. We have started winding down this series. We are talking about the reasons as to why I believe you have what it takes to make it in this life. You've got everything going on for you that will enable you to make it and to succeed and to see your dreams and your desires come to pass. You have everything that is needed. And I know it sounds motivational, it sounds inspirational, it sounds empty, it sounds rhetoric, it sounds theory, but it is the truth. You need a word of encouragement at one point in life or another. Sometimes we face so much difficulty and so much crisis and setbacks that we don't see we have anything inside of us left to make it in this life. But I'm here to alter that consideration for a minute, even for a moment, if at all, so that you can be able to see why you have what it takes to make it in this life. Stay tuned for this episode.
Welcome to the Life Signatures podcast with Lawrence Namale. Lawrence is a life coach, author, and keynote speaker who loves to tackle different topics on purpose, productivity, and resilience. His mission in life is to awaken all your boundless possibilities available in you. Life Signatures podcast is dedicated to bring to reality every single person who knows that deep down in their gut, there's got to be more to life than this. And now, here is your host, Lawrence Namale.
Life Signatures episodes are brought to you by africanbooks.com, which is an online ebook platform that seeks to broadcast the African Christian voice to the world. As such, they have become a hub for African content, connecting African writers and publishers with a global reading audience. Publishing your books on their site is free and easy, with authors having full control over their content and the price they choose to sell at it. I was personally blown away by the concept that africanbooks.com is coming up with. Things like no content from their site or their app is going to be run on laptops so that people can easily copy. In other words, your content as a writer is restricted from digital multiplication or digital copying. So you remain intact with your information. And the other concept that I got so blown away with was the fact that in some time to come, in due course, africanbooks.com will be starting to announce African Writer of the Year. In other words, there will be competitions in all African countries to figure out who is the best published author. And I also fell in love with the fact that countries can actually compete against each other. We can have African authors going at it after each other, and your book as an author will be reviewed and have some stars and recommended upon that particular platform. The thing is that it's an answer to Amazon.com. You know, with Amazon, what happens? You've got to have an account in the Americas or whatever, or in Europe before you can get paid as an author. But here, the local currency is in play and the local means of getting paid are in play. So to get started, go to africanbooks.com as an author or as a publisher, and even as a reader if you wanted to read your African favorite authors. Enjoy. Look at the odds that you're facing and the crisis that you might find yourself in right now. It is easy to come to a conclusion faced with the reality, being smack in the middle of the nucleus of the problem that you're facing. It is easy for you to make a decision or to make a conclusion, a mental assent to the fact that I don't have what it takes. You've just been failed. You've just failed your examinations today. You've not been admitted to the bar. It's been 7 years running. You don't have what it takes. That's what the facts are telling you. That's what the reality is telling you. Maybe you've just lost your marriage. You don't have what it takes to make it in this life. Maybe you've just lost a loved one who was your benefactor. You don't have what it takes. Maybe that's the person who was paying your school fees. The feedback that you're getting at this moment in time, in this very crux of the setback, is that you don't have what it takes to make it in this life. Sometimes we can easily camp there and make that decision not to pursue our dreams anymore, not to pursue our visions anymore, because of the crisis, because of the reality, because of the facts, because of the hurdles, because of the odds that we're facing at this moment in time. But I'm here to rectify our thinking, even if it was just for a second, to tell us that we have indeed what it takes to make it in this life. And the first reason we discussed yesterday is you are still alive. As long as you are still alive, come on, anything can happen. I'm telling you, the very reason as to why you're still alive today is that you are needed. And just the very fact that a negative happened in the space of life can also change, and a positive does happen. Anyway, you can review yesterday's episode so that you can learn from it. Today, let us talk about the second reason as to why I do believe. This is a very powerful reason. I do believe you have what it takes, number 2, because you are predestined. You are predestined. I can say that a gazillion times. You are not some random occurrence of atoms. You are predestined. You are pre-thought. There's a very big debate going on in America, every electioneering process, where there is pro-choice and pro-life on one end, pro-life on one end and pro-choice on the other. Pro-choice are the guys who normally say that it's okay to have an abortion, it's a woman's body and she has the rights, and so on. And the pro-life people will say life begins at conception and you should not be killing babies. And that debate goes on and on and on. I had my mentor who passed away, Miles Monroe. He said, I'm neither pro-choice, nor am I pro-life. I am pre-life. That means that even before there was a conception, there was an intention that you should be alive, you should be in this world. You are predestined. Pre means before. Before you were formed in your mama's womb, the Bible tells us God knew you. God called you. God set you apart. Before you were born. In fact, the Bible tells us in the book of Psalm 139, it says He knew us in our mama's womb. He saw our bodies being formed in our mama's wombs. We are predestined by God. There is no human being. If you believe in purpose, by the way, if you believe in creation, you will know this for a fact, that you are predestined. There is no way a God can create someone for the sake of coming here to suffer. You are predestined. God needed something to be solved. God needed a problem to be solved. God needed an invention to be done. God needed someone to be taken care of. God needed someone to be given comfort. And God needed some football to be played. God needed some stuff to be done. And therefore He made you. That's why you have been created the way you are. That's why you're passionate about some things. That passion doesn't come from this world. It comes before you were formed. You are predestined. And therefore, it doesn't matter it does matter what you've faced. It counts what you've faced and what you've gone through. But it doesn't erase the fact that you've been predestined. It doesn't remove the fact that you've been predestined. The things that are happening here on the face of the earth cannot in any way erase the things that happened before you were formed, before you were created, before you were born. Those are the most powerful things that we should be looking at. The problem with us is that we look at the things that are happening even here on earth after we've been born. And we forget about the things that happened before we were born. What happened before you were born? You were intended. You were built. You were filled with capacity. You were called. You were predestined before you were born. And therefore, that alone, friends, that alone tells me that you have what it takes. Why? Because I do believe the divine is backing you up. That's why you are not dead. That's why you're still alive. I know it's difficult. I know it's like there's a lot of vanity of the things that you're facing today. You're feeling like there's no reason to be alive, but you are predestined. I want that knowledge, that information, that revelation to come into your very psyche, into your very life, that you are here because God wants you to be here. You're predestined. You see, you are not on your own. You belong to the Creator. He's pretty much committed. He's pretty much given. He's pretty much gunning for your success, gunning for your prosperity. He's pretty much set aside everything that is the best of heaven that you can be able to make it. You are predestined. He's repaired everything that there needs to be repaired. You are predestined. Because it is in your making it in this life that it fits into the overall pleasure of the plan of the universe. The plan of the universe needs you. Whatever part that you're going to play, it needs you. Whatever small it is, Martin Luther King Jr. said, if it falls on you to sweep, be the best sweeper this world has ever seen. Sweep like Michelangelo painted and like Beethoven composed music. The overall plan of creation needs your participation. That's why you are predestined. That's why you are created. It is not only the prominent that are the people that are needed, or the people that are playing their part in this society, on this world, and the overall ultimate purpose that God made. It is every single one of us. The cello in an orchestra plays its part. The flute plays its part. The big bass plays its part. No one is useless. You are predestined. Listen, for as long as you're predestined, you have a part to play and you have what it takes in great measure to be successful, because you are predestined to make it. Your success is not a selfish success. Everyone who is succeeding in fulfilling their purpose, they are contributors to the overall purpose of the divine, and you are needed. Therefore, if you're predestined, if you are predestined, if you believe that you are predestined, come to think of it, why would it be the other way? Why would it be that you are not predestined? Why would it be that you will be here without the intention of a creator? For what purpose will you be existing? I don't think there is. You are predestined. Tomorrow we're going to look at another reason as to why I believe you have what it takes to make it in this life. Until then, bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to Life Signatures Radio. If you enjoyed today's show, subscribe to Life Signatures Radio on iTunes, Stitcher, or visit our website at lifesignatures.libsyn.com. Life Signatures Radio, fresh, clean, and inspiring.